Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, the 16th of February, so it's near the end of week 4. We do have an 11-week term, so there's plenty of term ahead of us to run as yet. The big event that was on this week, on Tuesday, we had our swimming carnival. So as well as all the swimming events that surrounded that, it was the first time we'd had an event that involved our new house names. So if you recall that last year, the students voted on some new house names. They have come into effect this year. The colour houses have remained the same. So if you were in red before, you're still in red, and all the student population in terms of who's in what house is the same. We did have to have some new chants written, which the Year 6 students attended to admirably earlier on in the week. We practiced those and implemented them on Tuesday this week. We had some temporary posters because clearly one of the next steps is going to be around designing whatever icon or flag type imagery will be appropriate for each of the houses, and we're expecting that to be a key task of our house captains throughout 2023. The other thing that happened this week was we had our first curriculum reform session for our Stage 1 teachers. So as we have a new syllabus in 2023 for English and Math for K2, and next year we will see Years 3 and 6 come on board, the Department of Education has provided some additional support for us to release teachers for up to a day per term. To work on curriculum reform, design, professional learning, and all things associated with this new agenda. And the way that we've done this at Thornley West is releasing our teachers in teams for half a day, twice per term. So obviously that adds up to 1 day per term. And we had the first of those sessions this week with Years 1 and 2. And it's been an awesome opportunity for us to work together. It means that I'm more heavily involved in curriculum direction, working with our executive, Mrs. Granville, and Ms. Brown joined us for those as well. So it's occupied a lot of our time over the last 8 days or so, but it's been a really great opportunity to make sure that what we do here at Thornley West is of the highest quality. The other thing that's worth mentioning is our P&C meeting next term is the AGM. So at the AGM, all of the current P&C executive positions declared vacant. I have the pleasure of being a returning officer. We then vote in, or the financial members of the P&C vote in our executive team for the new year. It's really important that we have an executive team that helps the P&C perform not just all the functions it does to support the school, which we're very grateful for, but also its business functions. So that in terms means running canteen, running the band, uniform shop, and all those other sorts of things they do that have a business function. And without those executive members, the P&C effectively goes into recess, and we don't think that's would be ideal for our school. So if there's anybody who's interested in either joining the P&C or interested in becoming one of our executive on the P&C ahead of the AGM next month, please do consider that. Well worthwhile. The current P&C executive could give you any information that you might like about what those roles look like. And in today's newsletter, you'll actually see a bit of entry there, which can direct you to the P&C website if that's something that would suit you better. And probably my last message for today is don't forget that our school website is really one of those important areas that you can go to keep in touch with what's happening at school. So if you simply go to Google, you can pull up the Thornley West Public School website fairly easily. You then have a bit of a scroll. You can see we've got tabs about our school, P&C, etc. I always post my videos on there and then change them over for the following week. We have a feed from the Department of Education that will keep you up to date with what's happening. But up the top here, we've got a couple of tabs that would be really useful. There's the newsletter tab, which will take you through to this version of the newsletter and previous versions. And that's where you'll go through to find our term dates and calendar. Now, it's a bit of a journey because of how it's set up. Click on here, you end up with our public calendar. And you can see that today being the 16th of February, we're up here. All of these events are the items that have been populated already, which does include the P&C events and anything that impacts the entire community. So do take the time to have a look there. The same calendar does populate the central parent portal. So if you've got that on your phone, it's the same data feed, which will help to keep you in the loop. Other than that, we look forward to the rest of our week. The sun's out today, which is pretty good news for all of us. And do please keep in touch.